Hello everyone, and welcome to this episode of Let's Get Technical, where I show you one little technique that I've used to improve my painting experience over the last little while that I've been getting back into miniature painting. Today's technical aspect and our little quality of life improvement of the day is miniature grip, or painting grip. These are available for purchase commercially, but I've made my own, and so far they have done wonderfully for everything that I have used. A little bit of sticky tack on top of these two pieces of wood. Pretty simple, but I'm going to go into some detail on why you might use it and how else you could make it, some substitutions you could make as we go on through the video. These bits were just perfect for me though, because I picked them up at my local craft store for cheap, and they perfectly fit a 25mm base, the base that I use for basically all my miniatures to keep them standard. It sticks on really well, the sticky tack grabs onto any texture that's underneath the base, and it holds tightly. The sticky tack can also be replaced if you need to, with hot glue for larger, heavier models, like the model I made of the Flower Class Corvette. If you want to see, actually, at the beginning of that video, I was using the sticky tack, and you can see the grips are a little loose, so things change drastically after I do use the hot glue. But anyway, that's enough about that. Let's talk about actually making these. So the materials themselves, as I mentioned, are bought at Michael's, my local art store. They're just wooden spools and these wooden discs that go underneath. The measurements are shown here if you want to buy your own. You can just sort of copy that and you'll get the exact same thing as me, presumably. The wooden discs themselves, I don't have the packaging for because everything got mashed together when I moved house earlier this year, unfortunately, but it is a small wooden disc and it was purchased in the same section of the store. So if you have a similar selection of wooden bits at your local store, hopefully you'll have something similar. That being said, the base can also be replaced by anything else that's somewhat heavy. 2 poker chips glued together I've found works quite well. You might also use cut out sections of MDF. I wouldn't recommend foam core, it's probably a little light and you need the weight at the bottom to offset a top heavy miniature, but maybe a metal washer would do quite well. For fixing them together, I just use hot glue. Hot glue has all of the advantages and none of the disadvantages in this case. I'm not worried about it melting or damaging something. I'm not worried about it spilling out and looking unsightly. And I'm not worried about the little stringy bits getting everywhere because, again, this is a rough and ready, really easy grip a miniature sort of device, and I can clean it up afterwards. Putting the hot glue on, I make sure to get a little bit in the hole so that it's got more surface to grip onto, and also all around the hole so that the entire bottom of the bobbin is covered for as much strength as possible. Not that I'm really worried about the strength of these items, there's not a huge amount of strain on them. And then I'm going to take this, and as you can see, hot glue dries super fast, dries real easy, and is super easy to apply. Perfect. Take that, put it off to the side, I'm going to grab my sticky tack. In this case, I'm using this blue Elmer's sticky tack, but if you'll recall at the introduction here when I was showing one of my older ones that was well used, I had orange sticky tack. I don't think the brand makes a huge difference. I tried buying a few different brands from a dollar store and from Walmart and here and there. I haven't noticed a huge difference in performance, except that newer sticky tack does, of course, grip better, and as it starts to get paint and stuff on it, it's going to grip a little worse, so you will want to replace it every once in a while. Get enough on there that you've got a thick layer, because the texture on the bottom of the miniature's base is what's going to grip into it, so you do want it to be a thick enough layer to press down and form around those textures. Once the miniature's on, you can see it grips quite firmly, and as I said, I haven't had any huge issues with any miniatures, although metal miniatures or larger miniatures, your mileage may vary at home, depending on your materials as well. That being said, again, hot glue can work. You just need to be able to scrape it off afterwards, which can be difficult to do with the hollow-bottomed bases that a lot of infantry miniatures come on, or those hollow-bottomed 25mm bases that I'm using on all of my miniatures and in the examples here. So that's it. That was a really, really quick, really simple project that hopefully you can do to improve your quality of life a little bit while you're painting. It'll help you grip the miniature not by the miniature and allow you to get all the way down to the base in stuff like varnishing, priming, or painting the rims of the base without getting your fingers in the way, without obscuring anything, and without smudging anything. It also lets you sort of stand the things up off of the table so that any paint that's on the bottom of them isn't going to get onto your painting surface if you don't have a painting surface that you're comfortable staining. So this was a little Let's Get Technical video. I want to make a few more of these about things I've learned, little techniques I've acquired as I'm learning to paint miniatures again. Hopefully you enjoyed it and you learned something from this and you're looking forward to seeing more of those. If so, stick around on the channel. Hopefully you'll find something you like. If you have any questions, you have any comments, you have any suggestions for the channel, feel free to throw them down in the comments section. I'd love to see that, and if you do have suggestions, I mean, I'm always bouncing between projects, so I'm open to suggestions for new things to do. With all that being said, thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.